What's up, everybody? Plano Trade and Exchange here, and I got a giant submission return for you guys. I've got a few submissions here that I want to just show for today, so I'll go ahead and jump right into it because I don't want this video to be super long. So here we go. This was my submission from 2 years ago from PSA. I submitted through Ludkin's Collectibles, and apparently if you did a joint submission with a co-signer or what have you, middleman, they took a lot longer to get to those orders than they did your typical patrons. And so I submitted these in 2020 and I just got them back 2022. So let's just go through them real quick. And it's nothing too crazy. Honestly, this was my second submission ever, and I was just still trying to kind of, well, not my second submission ever, second submission of PSA. And I was just still trying to figure out the grading scale, working with SGC to kind of see how they compared, and now here we are. So first off, we have this BBT Dark Magician. So this got a 7, and as you can see, it is just super OC. And other than that, it's super clean. But when I submitted this, I was hoping for a 9. However, you know, because PSA changed their standards to be a lot strict on centering, they got the 7. So there's that one. Next is the PCK Blue Eyes White Dragon. No real issues front and back to speak of, but yeah, it got a 7. And the main reason for that was, well, maybe you won't be able to see it, but they're surface scratchers. So I was just still trying to experiment at the time to see what those types of damages would mean on the grading scale. And as you can see, it doesn't mean great. It doesn't mean anything good. They dock you pretty heavily for it. So I'm selling this pretty close to raw near mint price. I did submit these, I believe, for $12 or $15 a card way back when. So I'm really just trying to earn a little bit extra on these because they didn't grade super well. Next is the Lart Dark Magician Girl. Not going to take time to reveal the grade. Pretty standard grade for a standard card. This is the 2020 reprint. All these cards, some of these cards will be for sale, and I'll state that as I go through the video. And then next are some cards that I am going to hold on to, such as this one. This is the GBI Wing Dragon Raw. Very clean. I sent this with its counterparts, Obelisk and Slifer. And this one got the 10, so I did get the upcharge for it. This will not be for sale. This is going to the collection because I want a GBI Egyptian God set in my collection. Next is the SDK. This one, as you can see, just had that little chip right there. And then I think it had a little bit of whitening. Maybe not, but I think that was the main issue. And it's pretty OC too, as you can see from left to right. And that only got the 7. Not a huge deal though, because I have one more in submission right now that is minty. I'm hoping that one can pull at least an 8, but I'm hoping for the 9 in that one. So that one, this one I'm keeping because this is my all-time favorite card. So every copy of these I'm going to try to hang on to, especially if they're 7 or above. Next is another big hit. It's the SDY Dark Magician. This one was super clean. I got this from a guy who just had it in his closet and it just laid there with the rest of the starter deck Yugi cards dormant. And this one, I don't remember. I think it's just really OC. It's just, you see, it's really thick on this side compared to that side, but mega super clean. And it only got the 8. So unfortunate, but I mean, it's a PSA 8. So I wanted at least a 9, and I sent this thinking it could pull off the 9, but it is what it is. Next is, I should have presented the God cards in sequential order, but here we are. So just the GBI Slifer, this one did pretty well and got the 9. So, and next, I wanted the God set to be at least a 9s. 10's is best case scenario, and I submitted these and then Forbidden Memories game promos. And in my previous videos, you see that most of those did well. I did grade the Metal Morph, but the Harpy's Pet Dragon got a PSA 10, and the Red Eyes Black Metal got a quad 9.5 on BGS. So I'm still thinking about considering sending that to PSA to get a 10, but yeah, maybe later. So this one got the 8. So not really sure why. I believe there's a, it's right here on the case. There's a scratch here on the case, but I think it had 1 or 2 surface scratches. That's the case. So that's why I got the 8. Could be also because of centering, because centering's pretty bad on this one versus its other counterparts. And then next is a card that I'm not sure if I'm going to sell yet. Maybe, maybe not, but that is my Dark Magician Girl, MFC. This one I also bought with the God cards over there and the game promos, and this got a 9. So pretty much what I expected. It was really clean, no issues. I think it just had centering. Oh, and it's, you hear that? That's not good. It shakes in the case. But yeah, so that's my submission from 2 years ago. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and recap a submission that I did in a previous video from CGC. So if you haven't seen that, go ahead and check it out. But these were just my faded cards that or my misprinted cards that I wanted to just get slabbed up. I sent them to BGS. They did pretty poorly, naturally, because, you know, BGS is now like that. But I'm just gonna go through these quickly because I already did it in that video, but just in case you missed it, let's go through them. So I got not 1, not 2, but 3 faded SDKs. All of these did poorly at BGS. They all got less than a 7.5. I believe this one got a 5.5 or something ridiculous, but I'm just glad that I submitted them to CGC and they got the grades that they did, because I thought I was going crazy thinking that, man, are these really that bad? Are they that damaged? They can't be. And so CGC really assured me and said, no, you're not crazy. These cards are actually pretty good shape, as you'll find. So there's an 8 Dark Magician. I sold my BGS 9 for a pretty good premium, but glad I got one back in the collection in the CGC case. This was the Revival Jam with the Anubis stamp foiling on the back, and as you can see, they labeled that additional foil. So pretty cool. And my Beast Skull Dragon. This one, I don't know why it got the 9, or why I didn't pull the 9. There is a little dimple. You can see the outside hollow tree. You can't see it very well, but there's a little dimple there. So I still think it should have got the 9, but whatever. And then last but not least, boom, faded Gate Guardian. So super pumped about this one. It got a 7.5 and then a 5.5 both times I submitted to BGS. So glad I got the 9. Okay, next is my most recent submission. This is a 29 card submission, something like that. And this one I submitted in March at I believe it was bulk or economy at the time, when it was $30 a card. So I actually sent these cards in, and then the next week they promoted the $18 per card promotion. So that was really upsetting. I actually tried to get it canceled, and basically it took 11 weeks. No, it took them 8 weeks for them to kind of process the cancellation. But by that point, the cards were pretty much already graded. And the person had said that, yeah, they are probably about to be, if not already encapsulated, they will be. And so at that point, I kind of just thought about it for a week and said, you know what? It was an additional $500 if I went ahead and graded them. And I was just too impatient. So I bit the bullet, paid the extra $500 that I would have saved if I canceled it, because otherwise it would have taken 3 more months to grade them at the value fee. So I kind of just weighed the pros and cons of just, well, will I be out $500 if I waited 3 more months? A lot of these cards are pretty hot. So I kind of went ahead and just said, hey, I'm going to cancel the cancellation, keep it at $30 a card. And there's my phone. And let's go ahead and move forward with the grading. So here we are. So I'm going to start with cards that I have for sale. So first off is this Ultimate Rare Stardust Dragon. I believe this is Japanese, and it's pretty clean. There is a small itty bitty chip here at the top, and then there's some whitening right there. But aside from that, the card was super clean. I got this from a giant collection I bought back in February or March, and I kind of submitted this on a whim because I'm like, maybe it can pull a 10, but a 9, I think I could still get a premium for it. It got the 10. So GG on that one. I'm just gonna set that right there. Next is a card that I was super uncertain about submitting, but I was pretty confident it can pull a 10. So here's Silent Honor Arc, very unusual card to submit, especially unlimited. But I thought, you know what? I think I feel really good about this card and it can get the 10. It got the 9. And they didn't even like put its registration number? No, that's this. I forget what this is called. But yeah, they didn't put it at the top, which is really weird. So yeah, I'm basically just asking for 40 bucks on this because it's just unlimited, but it's slabbed up, it's mint, it's in a case. It does represent a card or an era of which this card was just the dominant card, which is why I graded it. Otherwise, I'm not a huge fan of grading these XZ cards, but it is what it is. So rolled the dice on it, didn't win. So next is a pretty iconic card, Legendary Fisherman. This one was mint. I bought this from a big collection back in February and got the 9. So I believe this one is actually going to be sold here in a few minutes. So that one did well. Next is the Collector's Tin Dark Magician Girl. I thought this could squeak a 10. I don't know why it didn't get the 10 though. I've graded so many of these with SGCs. I got like 4 SGC 10s Dark Magician Girls. I'm gonna go ahead and move forward with selling it as a 9. But if you want to buy it to resub it, it is a super strong 9. But yeah, I didn't. Sorry, I said the grade without showing it. But yes, it got a 9. But so close on that one. But it's okay. Some cards did better than I expected, so it all evens out. Next is Elemental Hero Gaia. Again, you know, super clean card. It's an Elemental Hero. It is unlimited, which is unfortunate, but it got the 9. So again, I think I'm asking for like 80 or 90 bucks on it. It's still a super cool card for any hero collector. So there's that. I'm gonna move a little faster so that we can get through this. Next is a Water Dragon Ultimate Rare. Again, it was super clean when I sent it. Pulled a 9. Not sure why, but nonetheless a good grade for a pretty iconic, pretty sweet card. Next is a BPT Secret Rare Blue Eyes White Dragon from the tin. This one was super clean. I also got this from a recent collection and that got the 9. So I believe I'm asking $350, $400 for this one. I have a couple interested in it already, but it's for sale as of the posting of this video. And then next is just your regular SDK. I believe this is the first wave. There's so many different versions of SDK out there. This one is actually pending a sale, but yeah, that got the 9. So pretty sweet deal. Next is another card that I thought can pull the 10 that is iconic for the Teledad era, one of my most favorite cards in the game, and it got a 9. Yeah, Destiny Hero Malicious. I might resub this one just because I really am so confident that it can pull a 10. So yeah, I don't know. It is up for sale, but I'm not gonna let it go, you know, for super cheap, maybe 80, 90 bucks, but we'll see. Yeah, there is a regrade pile that I'm gonna go through with you guys because I don't agree with the grades and I think they can do better, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Next is Legendary Dragon of White, super sick card. I've had many of these come through my hands and most of them have foil scratches. This one, I couldn't remember if it did or not. I don't think it did. I thought it didn't, and neither did PSA because, boom, PSA 10. So, yeah. Even though it's Blue Eyes and I love Blue Eyes White Dragon, it's pretty, like, more modern in my eyes, so I am willing to let that go. Okay, next I have 3 that I'm going to present at the same time, and that is the PGLD Egyptian God set. The catch with these is that I didn't know after, or like right as I was about to drop these off at the post office, I looked over the listing one more time, or the packaging information, and I just saw that all of these, not all of them, all but Obelisk weren't first edition. So I was really bummed out about that because I just thought to myself, man, I'm about to spend $30 on 2 cards that are the Slifer and the Raw, or less, I think, than 20 bucks, which was a big roll of the dice. But I thought, you know what, I feel pretty confident about the rest of the submission. I'll go with it. And lo and behold, they all got 10s. So yeah, trying to sell this as a set. So just reach out to me on Instagram if that's something, if these are something that you're interested in. I am asking a little bit below comps on a lot of these cards. So yeah, I might initially list at comps. It depends what card it is. But I've already kind of, you know, decided some of the pricing in my mind. Another card that I didn't put in this video that I got in this submission was a JMP promo Obelisk the Tormentor, the secret rare. I got a PSA 9. I already sold that. And then I also had a glossy first edition Mystical Elf that got a PSA 9, and I just sold that. And then I also sold a Destiny Hero Dreadmaster Ultimate Rare. Super clean card. It got a 9, and I already sold that one. So that's it for the cards that I have for sale. These cards I'm keeping for my personal collection, but also if the price is right, I could consider selling them. So don't be mad at me. So, oh, and I forgot to say, I did get one more card from that 2020 submission, and that's Duname's Dark Witch. I don't know, you know, you get one of those random what happened in this with this card type of card in your submission, and this was one of them, unfortunately. Got a 6. I'm gonna crack this because I don't remember this having any issues. I appraised it at an 8 to 9, more so on the 8 side, so this is gonna be one of those cards that will be reassessed. All right, on to probably the best stuff, and that is one of the bangers of Battles of Chaos is this Jet Dragon. Pretty easy grade. Actually, not really. I bought like 4 or 5 copies of this, thinking that they would be like pretty good cards to hold on to. They are-ish, but they're not. I thought there would be a buyout with them at some point. It hasn't happened, but it's okay. I love Blue Eyes, and I got a 10 on this. So this is a keep for me. I love Blue Eyes, so super excited about, I'm gonna leave them right here. Super excited about hanging on to them. Next is a card that, again, the Blacklist Soldier from Legendary Collection. Every copy I've had of these has always had 1, 2 minor print lines, foil scratches, stuff like that. And then when they did look pristine, the centering sucked. I submitted this one, just tossing up a prayer, hoping it would get at least a 9, and it got the 10. Super hard card to get. I think it's only pop 16, though I don't know if that's because people just didn't grade these or if it really is that hard to grade. I see a lot of 9s go up for sale, but never a 10. So now I've got one to go with my Invasion of Chaos BLS. That is a PSA 10. So super exciting. Next is a card that I'm kind of leaning on actually selling, and it is the Legendary Collection Dark Magician. Again, I believe I had about 12 copies of these in a collection that I bought. And this one was the cleanest one that I thought would be worth grading for $30 to get a 10, and it got the 10. So pretty dope there. And yeah, it was super clean, didn't see print lines or anything. Centering was great, so very happy about that. I'm gonna scoot these over just a smudge. And next is a reverse secret rare 10 Blue Eyes White Dragon from BPT 05. Just a gorgeous card. Super hard to find these near mint, let alone reverse secret near mint. And this one got the 9. So super stoked about it. I do have a BPT Blue Eyes, or what, Red Eyes just like this as a BGS 8.5. And that one is for sale. But I'm going to keep this one for sure, because this is one I've always wanted in near mint condition. Next is a card that I graded with SGC, and it got a 10. I bought this in a collection, thought it was just in extraordinary shape, no issues, perfect centering. So how does SGC match up with PSA? Pretty good. So I got the PSA 10. I did get upcharged for this, which is strange. I didn't get upcharged for this one or this one or this one, now that I think about it. So they didn't upcharge me with cards that I was supposed to get upcharged in, but it is what it is. I believe actually it was a $500 cap, if I remember correctly, which this doesn't hit. But there's no data on this one, like a whole lot. This one with their data should have gotten, like, I think this is a pricey card, so I don't know why I didn't get charged for that, but whatever. But yeah, super excited about this one. Again, love Blue Eyes. I'm gonna keep that one. I wish it was a secret rare jump version, but it's all good. Next, I have a Elemental Hero Collection Sparkman. This actually graded a Beckett 9, and I thought that was kind of bullcrap because it's got perfect centering, great surface, no issues. So I was like, how did it get a 9? Well, let's see what PSA says. They say it gets a 10. So I'm not a huge hero guy. This is my favorite hero technically, but yeah, I'm still uncertain if I'm going to sell it or not. I already have a couple people reaching out about it. This is a hard card to grade apparently. I don't know about that, but yeah. So super cool card. Next is a set of game promos that I think we all know pretty well, and that is the Magnet Trio. I've gone through so many of these, and they usually have some kind of whitening or scratches in the foiling, especially Beta, because Beta just has so much foil on his artwork. So I kind of threw these for $30 a card thinking, Lord, please help me get 10s on these, because if not, I'm going to lose out pretty big on these, and they all got 10s. So pretty awesome. I've learned that game promos are just pretty easy to grade. So while I'm like pretty proud of myself for it, I kind of think, you know, game promos, like, they're not bad to grade. So I might actually start buying up more game promos to grade, because this Salamandra and this Sierra both got 10s. Yeah. And I have the matching acid trap hole. I'm going to submit that next time. But yeah, I was pretty confident that these would get 10s, but I wasn't sure because every Sierra I have has some kind of foil line. But these two didn't, especially this Sierra. So I am going to grade acid trap hole to hopefully get a set. And I think that once I get the trap hole, it will be for sale. So I want to try to sell it as a set, hopefully. Next is just a original print LOB Blue Eyes White Dragon. Nothing too crazy here, but it did get the 10. So I got upcharged for it. I'm pretty stoked about this. I don't know what I want to do with it. Like, I like Blue Eyes. I already have a few first editions that are graded, or a couple. No, just 1, 2. But this one doesn't really strike my fancy as much. So I don't know. Maybe if I get a high enough offer, then I'll probably be willing to part with it. So, but nonetheless, still excited I got a 10. Next are some big hitters. Probably the biggest hitters of this submission. And these are both glossy LOB North American Guy of the Dragon champions. Oh, you can, I already revealed the grades. But yeah, both 9s. I was really concerned because if you look, they're a little OC. I thought they would get 8s with the centering that they had, but they were clean otherwise. I got this one from a collection a long time ago, and I got this from another collection over the summer. So yeah, I think I'll part with one of them at least, maybe. I kind of like LOB cards, especially in high grades. So yeah, we'll see. And then we've got we've got a few more. So I graded this white hole with BGS. They gave it a 7.5. It does have a rough back, but I wanted to get it slabbed up as a max fade copy of TP1, and it got a 7. Just totally fine. I love faded cards, so I'm gonna put that over here. So glad it got the 7. Looks better in a PSA case, in my opinion. Next is another Water Dragon. I already showed you the 9, but this one got the 10. So pretty happy about that. I already have a 10 of this. Wait, it rattles. That's not good. I already have a 10 of this, so I'm selling that older copy, but I'm going to hang on to this one. And then I have a BBT reverse foil Blue Eyes White Dragon. Love this card. Been trying to get a mint reverse foil left and right. They're super hard to come by. I also love how they labeled it properly, and this one got the 8. And that's because it's just centered pretty poorly. So, but nonetheless, happy with it. And I have a BGS version of this, except it's reverse secret and the foil is shifted down by a few millimeters. So looks pretty cool, but nonetheless, still glad to have this one. Now here are the discrepancies. So Yeah, PSA didn't grade the Spellbinding Circle. They graded it at a 9, but I think the reason why they didn't do it is because this Spellbinding Circle is miscut. So I don't know if you can see, but it's got square cuts, not so much up here, but definitely down here. See that? So very much square. So I'm pretty sure that's why they didn't grade it, unfortunately. But not a huge deal. I do plan to maybe just submit this with BGS because I think it'll do well there. Wait, CGC. We don't do BGS. BGS is a no-no. So that was one discrepancy. I didn't get charged for that. The next one is my Time Wizard. I, for the life of me, do not know why this got an 8. I think it's because of the fade. It got a BGS 9, and yeah, it got an 8 at PSA, so it's rattling a little bit. Yeah, so gosh, I think I'm gonna do CGC. I'm pretty confident this can get, if not a 9.5, like the 10 at CGC, because there's nothing wrong with it. It is just a pristine card. So yeah, there's that discrepancy. And then this is a card I'm gonna regrade. It's Metal Morph, got a 9. I think it can get the 10. I don't know. Unless I get an offer for it, I really do think this can pull off a 10, and I want to have a complete 10 set of the FMR promo. Weird. Sorry, folks. I don't know what happened to my camera there, but I was talking about Celtic Guardian. Basically, PSA said that this got compressed when they were encapsulating it, dropping it down to a PSA 7. They did comp me for the value of the card, which is, I believe, $20 at the time, $7, something like that. And then they also didn't charge me the $30 grading fee to encapsulate, and it dropped it down to a 7. So yeah, I'm glad that they were able to own up to that and contacted me about it. But yeah, that was one discrepancy I had with this one. And then Battle Fader, again, 10 potential. There was nothing, whoa, a lot of these are shaky. Absolutely not wrong with it, and it got the 8. So very unfortunate. Shot my shot, didn't hit. So it is what it is. And then last but not least is Toon World. This one I believe I thought could get a 10, and it got the 9. So debating about resubbing this because